So yes, it's 2020 and I know every year you have your New Year resolution, and probably within that resolution there will be something along the lines of finances, money, whether it's savings or whether it's in investing, buying something. Whatever you do, I'm sure there's some sort of financial elements within your New Year resolution, and if not, you probably won't be here either. So yes, many people talk about, they want to invest, and probably in the new year you want to invest too, but you may not know how to start, and you may be really afraid because many people tell you, you invest in the stock market, you can go bankrupt, 倾家荡产 right? You lose all the money that you've made, all your hard-earned money lost into the stock market. And I grew up in a family that has went through bankruptcy in the stock market. So for the longest time ever, I doubted the stock market. I found it was super dodgy and scary, and a lot of people lose money. And it's not surprising if you are in your 20s, in your 30s, and your parents went through the Asian financial crisis, and of course the 2008 financial crisis, and many people lost a lot of stuff and lost a lot of money in the stock market. Which brings me to one question, is like, why all these people lose money in the stock market? Why is it so easy to get bankrupt? It felt like it was easy to get bankrupt because I was surrounded by people like that, and I really question that. Why is it so easy to become bankrupt in the stock market? And that's what we are going to be talking about today. 3 reasons why people go bankrupt in the stock market. So, good morning everyone. I welcome you to another day with the Financial Coconut. In our podcast, we'll be debunking financial myths, discovering best financial practices, discussing financial strategies that fits our unique lives. You get it, ultimately empowering us to create a life we love while managing our finances well. And today's topic, 3 reasons why people go bankrupt in the stock market. So I'm not sure about you, but it felt like it was very, very easy to go bankrupt. It's not like everyone was going bankrupt. And probably during like a recession, it's very easy to lose money. But to lose money to a point where you have to denounce yourself and to go into a status of bankruptcy, which means you officially notify, that you cannot pay your debts. You have to essentially default your debts. You cannot afford to pay, and you gotta announce bankrupt. So yes, if you're announced bankrupt, there are some disadvantages that you will face, like your credit rating will be shit, so it will be very difficult for you to make loans thereafter. You get a lot of issues along the way, whether is it through taxes or whether is it through grants or whether is it all these other things. You get disadvantaged on those grounds, but that is not to say that everyone that goes bankrupt is evil and dumb. I think many a times there are a lot of other factors that we cannot factor in that process, and ultimately, for like a better way to put it, shit hits the door and you kena lah. Right, so, and with that in mind, the question is, why so many people, go bankrupt in the stock market? And I'm going to give you 3 reasons that I feel why people go bankrupt in the stock market. And I have some basis for it, so join me in this process and let's have a good discussion. The first thing, that is pretty unique. I'm not sure if every exchanges have this, but in Singapore, there is something called contra trading. And I personally believe that contra trading is one of those big problems and probably one of the biggest culprit as to why many people go bankrupt. So let me describe to you what is contra trading. In Singapore, there's a T+3 kind of payment. T means time, the time when you decide to buy something on the stock market, plus 3, from that time to 3 days later, you gotta pay the money. So if let's say you decided to buy Singtel on Monday, you have until Thursday to pay up, right? Essentially, you buy something without having that cash up front. And many people use this to speculate the market. I wouldn't even call this investing. They're essentially trading and speculating the market. So they will buy something on Monday and hope that by Thursday, this whatever thing that they buy, whatever stock that they buy, whether it's Singtel, SQ, or High Flux, or whatever company that they decide to buy, goes up in price by Thursday. or maybe in Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever it goes up, they will sell. So they make use of this delayed payment time to try to make a profit. And essentially this is what contra trading is about. And I believe that this is one of the biggest rubbish around. And this is one of the main reasons why average people go into debt and end up going bankrupt on the market, because it is firstly extremely difficult to time the market. A lot of research to show that it is the success rate is maybe 10% of most traders get their trades right. And yeah, it's not as simple as what people tell you. Follow the graph, technical. Okay, I have some bias because I'm not technical. I am more fundamental. And in terms of investing, I look at the businesses. And so from a ground of fundamentalist, I don't really think there is much accuracy in a lot of the technical analysis. It's very much a graph thing. And but take me for what it is. I'm biased from these grounds and I don't do technical, so don't take my word for technical. But to me, why contra is a very big problem? It's because you invest without money, which means you are betting on air. And if you don't have the cash to make the payment in 4 days time, if you make a loss, or for whatever reason that you need to pay up and you cannot afford to pay, and then you go into debt, you end up having to borrow from credit card, you have to take personal loans and all these different things. And when you cannot pay your debts, that's when you go bankrupt. So it's very easy to lose money in the stock market with this kind of mindset and essentially go bankrupt because you're buying on nothing. 你没有钱, you got no money, but you want to invest, but you're not investing, you're just trading. And this contra trading thing is so controversial. I'm not sure why it's still around. But anyway, yes, contra trading is probably one of the biggest reasons why people go bankrupt in the stock market. So do not engage in contra trading, at least in my view, right? There are many other ways to do it, and if you want to make money, it's a step-by-step process. Wealth accumulation is a time process, right? It's a time game, not a speed game. You accumulate wealth over time. That's why it's called accumulation, right? So no hurry for that, and stay away from contra trading. Which brings me to my second point as to why people go bankrupt in the stock market, and it is the reliance on insider information. It's an extremely big problem. I'm not sure about you, but a lot of people come and ask me, hey, got any inside information or hey, you got anything that you're gonna buy or not? It's like, seriously, dude, like, even if I tell you what I'm gonna buy or I gotta give you some information, you probably will not have the tenacity to hold it. You will not have the capacity to hold it because you don't understand, what you're doing, and you're just trying to make a quick buck. But I actually hear a lot of these things going around, especially within the uncle aunties. It's like, oh my goodness, especially in Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year is coming, and I remember last year during Chinese New Year, one of my uncles asked another person, it's like, hey, you got any information or any inside knowledge? And that rang a bell in my head. I was like, oh, damn, these people are so damn lazy. They just want to make money, but they don't understand what they're doing. That's why they're reliant on inside information, insider knowledge. So somehow they can make money from insider knowledge. But if you think about it, by the time these information come to you, if you are nobody in the market, you are not first-hand, second-hand information. By the time these information come to you, chances are people are cashing out already. Chances are you are delayed. Chances are you are the last leg as to how they make the money. So don't rely on insider information. This is gonna hurt you so badly. And when you lose money, you don't even know why. Because someone tell me, this is a good company, then I buy lah. Then end up you lose money. Right, and the worst is if you're doing contra trading with insider information. Wow, it's gonna hurt you so badly, and chances are you go bankrupt because you don't understand what you're doing, and you're investing without understanding, and you're taking on too much debt. As a result of it, you cannot fulfill, and you go bankrupt lah. Right, so don't rely on insider information if you truly want to learn to invest. Just take your time, and it takes years to understand businesses, grow your acumen, understand your analysis, and take your time. And it's a time game, not a speed game. But you also realize that not many people ultimately become very good investors, because it's a lot of work. A lot of work. It's not as simple as what you think it is, and it's not as simple as what those online programs sell you to be. Of course, they will not sell you something like, oh, this is gonna be a super complicated thing, but you're gonna join me. I'm gonna make sure you make it work. May or may not work, because it's many people are lazy, and humans are lazy, and that is what I believe. And I'm super lazy, and that's why I find the shortest way to get things done. But that doesn't mean I cut corners. That doesn't mean that I go into things that I don't understand, because that is what's gonna hurt you as an investor. So more often than not, if you're not going to be a full-time, you're not going to be, hardworking as an investor, you will not do super well, But if you really want to learn the proper way. Don't rely on inside information or insider knowledge. But if you're too lazy to go through the hardship to learn, why not just find someone that you can trust and let them manage, right? And like what I said before, trust essentially is a measure of consistency, how consistent this person is. So don't mix up trust with liking. You like a friend, it's like, oh, this is a good friend. I trust him to be around for me, but that doesn't mean I trust him for, financial information or financial knowledge, right? So find the right people and take your time, no hurry, and don't rely on inside information, because that's probably gonna be what's gonna cause you, one of the causes of getting you bankrupt. Which brings me to my third point. I talk about this a lot, and I believe that you need to do it. The third reason why many people go bankrupt in the stock market is because there's an absence of a financial safety net. I realize this to be super common among people that are just starting out, just making some money, and they want to invest, they want to make their money grow for them. And many a times people go all in. They just, take every single cent they have, and they just want to invest. And to me, when you go all in, it's either you know this thing super well, or you're just desperate. You're in a hurry to do it. You're in a hurry to make money, which, like I said, is a time game. Wealth accumulation is a time game. If you join the idea that you want to do it fast, you want to turn it into a speed game, chances are you will langgar lah. It's very easy to just, mess it up because you're in a rush. So with that in mind, you definitely need a financial safety net. What do I mean by financial safety net? You need to first sort out your income. You must have a stable income. If you don't have a stable income, you just somehow made a bunch of money elsewhere and you want to start investing, you're going to put too much pressure on your investments. All right, and next, you got to have savings. You definitely got to have savings. And it's not about saving a lot. If you've don't understand how much you need to save, you can look at one of my earlier episodes about savings. Right, how much you should save, what are the different tranches, and I personally believe that you should save at least 1 year of survival income. That means within this 1 year, with this savings around, you can survive 1 year, without doing anything, without any income, and nothing anomalous happened to you, you can survive a year. And to me, that is very important, because when you have that kind of benchmark, you have that kind of safety net, firstly, you put less pressure on yourself and you put less pressure on your portfolio, and on top of that, you're not desperate, you're not in a hurry, and you don't over craze. And if in the case if you lose money in the stock market, it doesn't impede your life. And that is very important, because more often than not, people die in the stock market because of emotional traits and not so much about, bad analysis. It's either they have no analysis or they are just super bad emotionally. All right, rarely do people fall in between. Not impossible, but rarely. Ultimately, you realize that wealth accumulation is a time thing. You want to make money, you want to gather wealth, it takes time. And investing is definitely very, very important these days. I cannot emphasize any more the importance of investing these days, because like I said before, many of us have to manage our finances independently these days, because the state is feeling the pressure, and companies are no longer giving pension, and essentially we are on our own, which is extremely how do I put it, challenging for most people. You gotta manage your life, you gotta manage your relationship, and then now you still gotta manage your money, right? Especially when there's so little trust in the financial world. And we can go into that in another topic as to why I personally believe that many people are looking to manage their own money. One of the problems is that there are a lot of issues in the financial markets, a lot of issues with the financial people and their practices. But ultimately, when we look at it, investing is inevitable. In one form or another, you gotta invest, right? And investing in the stock market is one of the easiest way to gain access to very good companies. But if you don't use it wisely, you don't manage it properly, you go bankrupt. And today we talk about the three, different reasons why I believe people go bankrupt. And one, I'm going to recap this. And one of the first reason is because people engage in contra trading, right? You buy today and you pay in 3 days time, T+3. So with that kind of time difference, people hope that they can make profits within this short 4 days, but more often than not, it doesn't happen that way. Right, and the second point is that people rely on insider information. They don't want to do the hard work. They're too lazy to go and study and find out the companies that they're gonna buy, and they just want a quick buck. So when that happens, more often than not, shit happens lah, right? Because you don't understand what you're doing. You're just relying on inside information, and by the time the information reaches you, for lack of a better way to put it, who are you? Right? You're just a Joe working hard and trying to create a good life for you and your family. You're not entrenched within the financial world. By the time the information and the knowledge comes to you, it's no longer inside. It's very far already. Alright? So it's really late to the game. Don't rely on insider information. And the third reason why many people go bankrupt is because I believe that they have an absence of financial safety net. They put too much pressure on investments. They don't have a healthy financial structure going around. And when things happen, they cannot cope and they have to announce bankrupt. So yeah, I hope you learned something today. See ya. Hey! I hope you learned something useful today and truly appreciate that you took time off to better your life with the financial coconut. Knowledge is that much more powerful and interesting when shared, debated, and discussed. I hope you will share what you have gained with people you love, and I want to hear from you. Give me some questions and help me along with building our community of financially savvy coconuts. I hope together we can fulfill our curious minds and our desire for clarity. Email me at thefinancialcoconut@gmail.com or message me on Facebook at The Financial Coconut, or you could join our community on Telegram at The Financial Coconut. I will do my best to address your questions in future podcast series, especially if many people are concerned about the same topic. With that, have a great day ahead, stay tuned next week, and always remember, personal finance can be chill, clear, and sustainable for all.